During this interview, I will be speaking with Chibiu, and man oh man, what a story this guy has. It's insane. By week 2 of the Make Some Work program, he made $23,000.
So the beginning of it, I was trading retail. All that stuff is just, it's garbage in my opinion. But then in 2020, I started trading smart money. That's whenever I started getting a true understanding of the markets. We will be some of the most elite traders the world has ever seen.
Hello everyone, I hope that you are doing well. Welcome to a new student interview. During this interview, I will be speaking with Chibiu, and man oh man, what a story this guy has. It's insane. By week 2 of the Make Some Work program, he made $23,000. How are you doing, Chibiu?
I'm pretty good, bro. How are you?
All good, man. Very excited to speak to you. Where are you from?
So right now I currently stay in Houston. I'm originally born and raised in Dallas. We moved out to Houston, Texas last September.
That's amazing to hear, man. How old are you?
28.
28. Young guy.
I mean, they say it's young, but I feel like I'm getting old.
It's all relative. What is your background in trading? For how long have you been trading, for example?
So the first time I started dabbling into the markets was 2017. The reason why, one of my friends, his name is Garrett, we were working out, and then he told me he was entering a trade. And then, after we're done doing bench press, he had made like $2,000. And ever since then, I've been locked into it because I was in college. So I was only doing it from time to time, or like during class, or like, I didn't start taking it serious until 2020.
So it's been 5 years since you've really been at it.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing to hear, man. You've come very far in that 5-year period, of course. How did the beginning of your trading journey look like?
So the beginning of it, I was trading retail. So I was looking at like, support and resistance using like EMAs. I think I was even using like the Ichimoku cloud, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
all that stuff is just, it's garbage in my opinion. But that's where I started off. Then in 2020, I started trading smart money.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came across ICT actually in 2020, but then like I watched like 1 or 2 videos and I was like, this guy is so boring.
Yeah.
Like this is not it. Like, so then like I just like took shortcuts, and then about 3 years later I came back to ICT, and that's whenever I started getting a true understanding of the markets.
That's amazing to hear. So since 2023, you've really been at ICT's concepts.
Mhm.
That's sick. Did you just study along with the public content on this YouTube channel?
Yes. So I use his YouTube channel, the Twitter Spaces,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, that's pretty much all I used to get all my information. And then it wasn't until last year, beginning of last year, that I started looking into your content, and I was like, this dude just, like he doesn't miss for real. And people be like, oh, he doesn't post his losses. I'm like, nah, you trade with that amount of precision, like you're not taking a lot of losses if you can really call the market out precisely.
That's amazing to hear. What was for you the difference that you've noticed when you went from ICT's content to my content? Was there anything in particular that really stood out?
Um, this is strictly objective based, to where there's no guessing. I can truly say like I know where the highs and lows are going to form.
Mhm.
Um, it's been a way different experience, a way better in my opinion. Truly grateful and blessed to have come across the opportunity to learn with y'all.
That's amazing to hear, man. I want to thank you as well for putting in the work, because it's of course one thing beginning to watch the content, study, etc. But it's a completely another thing of actually diving into the charts and investigating for yourself. How did that whole study routine for you look like? Did you have like a specific routine that you were like sticking to on a daily basis?
After I started with TMU,
No, after just coming across my contents, not even in TMU yet.
oh yeah, so I would study every day, probably putting in like 8 hours a day on the charts list, on the computer charts. Back when I first started studying ICT, I was doing like 16-hour days of binge watching all the content, going back in the charts, and not really sleeping much. And I don't know, for me, it didn't really feel like a job, and I didn't really feel the heavy workload because I just had my mind set on trying to get to the next level.
Do you enjoy the trading side of things, like investigating market data and such?
Yes, I do.
I think that right there's, of course, what's driving you that much. Because if you wouldn't enjoy it, you wouldn't be able to spend that much time. But because you've developed a passion for this business, then all of a sudden it's very easy to just lock in and get going.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing to hear, man. Well, when you came across my content, yes, and you started studying, did the time cycles play a crucial role in your understanding? Was it like a big missing piece, or was there anything else?
Well, after I started studying your content, I realized I was like, these time cycles are the true like intraday liquidity um, pockets of the market that the market targets time after time. Like every day you can find a setup. Not every day is like, a tradable day, but like, the cycles continue to play out every single day.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, it's indeed those time cycles that, of course, objectify time for you way more. But in terms of like, okay, you started really diving into trading since 2020. It's now the end of
Mhm.
2025. What was for you, Chibu, like the most important missing piece? Like, what was a big light bulb moment for you?
Definitely time. Time is
Yeah,
so important, and it's like this in everything in life, even when it comes to God, like God's timing's perfect, the market's timing is perfect. So time will be the most important thing I've learned throughout this whole journey.
I love to hear that. It's time and price. Where does your drive come from? Like, what's the underlying, internal motivation? What's waking you up every single day?
Well, so whenever I initially started to learn how to trade, my initial drive was growing up, I really wanted to, play basketball professionally.
Okay.
Then my mom didn't let me play basketball in college because she wanted me to focus on my engineering degree. And so that dream was gone. So now after I came across trading, I was like, this can, have the potential to make me the same amount of money I can make, professionally, but, from home, and I can still help out my family. But like now, my drive is my family and my friends, just being in a position to help everybody out and retire them. And because for me, I want everybody to be able to follow their dreams, just like my parents have allowed me to follow my dreams. So I want to give that same ability to my whole family.
That's amazing to hear. That's a very powerful motivation, man. That's coming from your heart, of course.
Mhm.
In terms of like, okay, you started studying my content. At what moment did you decide to enroll into TMU? Was there any like particular moment that you were like, okay, I need to take the next step?
Mhm. So I knew I needed to enroll into TMU. Um, Once I started like mastering the time cycles and the smart money reversal,
Hmm.
then like I was like, I can see all of them. I don't know which ones are the most important. And I know I can be more precise. And I was like, I'm gonna have to, you know, join Team U is the only way because y'all are the only people who have the precision that I'm chasing after. Because throughout my whole entire journey, a lot of my ups and downs have been because of me always trying to do too much, or just like, trying to top or bottom tick and just trying to be perfect in a sense. And with all the other content out there that I've learned over the years, nothing else comes close to what y'all provide to us.
That's amazing to hear, man.
Mm.
In terms of like, okay, you enrolled into TMU, like I'm so curious. How, yes, by week two, did you have such a big payout? Like, what was it for you that clicked? Because there must have been something.
That clicked. I feel like for me, I've been profitable for a good minute now for like the past like year, but like I've been having like ups and downs because I try to do too much or like, I won't be patient. But I've always known like I always end every week, profitable, right? And it wasn't until I started narrowing it down to like having like some type of protocol
Yeah.
to weed out some trades. And after that, like me personally, I have no fear in my body to where like I would take the move from the bottom to the top. And like as long as I know like my terminus, I trust it and I
You
follow through
hold
it.
on to it. And I think
Mhm.
after week one, it was pretty obvious where Inception and Terminus was, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the feedback I've been hearing from all students after that first lesson. It's like, damn, you immediately have a completely different perspective on the markets. But I can tell that you're a very if this and that thinker. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah,
Where
and
does that come from?
my engineering background. So I have a mechanical engineering degree.
Mhm.
So I honestly think like the best thing I got out of that degree was just having the ability to problem solve and critical thinking and just facing like, adversity and still pushing through.
Yeah, that's amazing to hear. So no regrets at all by spending the time getting the degree.
Because
That's
like
good
I
to hear.
also got people skills. I learned a lot of stuff, met a lot of people, connections, even like the fact that I trade today is because of somebody I met when I was in college. So
Exactly.
it's all it's all
It,
perfect.
it's all connected according to God's plan, of course. In the
Mhm.
moment, it might have not been clear, but looking back now at your whole journey, all those different steps, of course, have connected. But what I'm curious about Chibu, like right now, you're at this stage where you're making a lot of money. Are you still working next to trading, or
No, I'm just trading full time.
that's amazing? When did you make that move into going from, doing both, so working and trading, to actually going full time?
So I graduated college back in 2020
Mm-hmm.
during COVID. And during that time, I had three job offers. But because of COVID, I had lost everything. So my plan B was to go into trading full time. So after college, I started trading full time. I made a lot of money in like at a relatively young age, but then I hadn't truly gone through, adversity because before God can truly bless us, He has to break us, and we have to go through the ups and downs for us to really appreciate whenever we do make it out.
Mm-hmm.
And so after now, making a lot of money at a young age, I now like didn't know how to trade, you know, and have like good psychology while also like dealing with like the bad things in life and just adversity. Because out of college, I was mentally good, like I can study, I can like pass a test, and I was super disciplined because obviously engineering degree is extremely strenuous, so I was extremely disciplined on my time and just following my rules. So then I was able to be profitable out of college. And then that's whenever life hit me. And I was like, hey, my psychology is not as good as I thought it was. But yeah.
What did you do in order to improve your psychology? Were there any steps that you take along that journey?
One thing is for me, truly just believing in God. And because whenever you're trading, it's somewhat of a lonely journey. Thankfully, I have a friend. Shout out to Matthew McIntyre. He's also my trading partner inside of TMU. We've been trading buddies since about 2020, and I'm grateful for him because this journey is super lonely, and all the things that you'll experience trying to learn it and trade and make money, like especially if you're using the wrong information, like I'm not saying you can't make money from retail or, ICT or just other places, but having the correct information is the most important thing, you know, to speed up the learning curve.
In terms of like, okay, you mentioned, okay, trading is a lonely journey. Yes. God helps you in that sense. But did you also like journal actively since the beginning? Or was it something you included later?
So whenever I first started in 2020, like taking it seriously, I was journaling, and then I had fallen back into the bad habits of, not journaling. And journaling is so important because what it does, it allows you to, it puts your performance out, like in front of you on a daily basis based on like how you're thinking, how you're feeling, and actually the type of setup you take. Because most times, whenever we take a loss, we go back and look at the trade or the price action, we're like, dang, like that's why I lost. And it's like,
You're learning as you go along
Mhm.
the way. The, the fact that you are a big fan of journaling, yes, and that's part of your routine, is, in my opinion, one of the reasons why you're succeeding the way that you're succeeding now. So many traders, they just simply go out there and they just, just go about their days, go about their trading days, and that's it.
Oh yeah, journaling is the little things that we don't want to do as traders that seems tedious or annoying, especially journaling after a losing day, because especially if you're losing on days like I just want to be left alone. Just like I'm gonna go relax and just like get my mind right, for the next day. But
Respect indeed.
having to sit there and reflect on losing days is really good because it allows you to, you know, come up with a game plan to not lose next time, you know.
What about winning days? Do you journal
Winning
those?
days, some winning days, even like I'll be honest, some winning days I won't journal. I'm not consistent. I don't consistently journal, but it's super important. And on winning days, especially whenever I see my winning trade and I'm like, that's so picture perfect. That was a really good, you know, A+ setup.
Bef- Before we start the recording, you mentioned to me that you made 50K on one trading day earlier this month. Did you journal that day?
Oh no, I did not. No, I did not.
Brother, I'm
Yeah.
telling to you, yes. If you start journaling those days, what will happen is that you will basically reinforce that perfect delivery in your subconscious, yes? So then your
Mhm.
subconscious will be able to recognize, hey, this day looks very similar to that day where I had that huge winning day. So that when that day comes, you'll be able to refer back to it. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Mhm.
So that's
The one
definitely a
thing,
suggestion which you want to give.
the one thing that's truly honestly helped me is my memory. I don't know how to explain it, but most days whenever I trade, especially when it comes down to like the daily profiles, I would just know based off of what I've seen before. And like it's these weekly profiles, daily profiles, they just there's a few of them and they just keep on repeating and cycling. And so like there'll be some days where I'll take a loss and then I'll take a trade that doesn't make any sense just because of if it's a
Impulse.
manipulative day, I'll literally
Yeah.
trade the manipulation.
Exactly. Now, what I'm interested about, yes, is you mentioned daily profiles.
Mhm.
Do you realize that at this stage where you're now at, that's actually the daily profile which is telling you when to trade, but most importantly also what days to avoid?
Mhm.
Honestly, that is something that so many people just neglect. They think it's just some price pattern, especially when you came into ISD. I'm sure you were just trading every single fair value gap that appeared, especially after, like, oh, after 10 a.m., the first fair value gap, I buy it or sell that. Did you do that?
Yeah,
Or,
I did that.
yeah, of
100%.
course.
The silver bullet, I used to just think that like, okay, I used to wait there for 10 a.m. Then I'm like, okay, 10 a.m.'s hit. We'll go to a 1 minute chart, 5 minute chart, waiting for a fair value gap. And the first one I see, I'll just enter. And then sometimes it would work, sometimes it would work. I was like, this is not good enough. I cannot be a silver bullet trader. I know there's more to this, and I need to be more precise to go as far as I want to go.
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy to hear, Chibiu, that you realized early on, within a relatively short period of time, that there's way more than simply looking for a value gap to appear or whatever PD array for that sense. Now, in terms of your current protocol, yes, would you mind sharing some insights on your protocol? Because I think a lot of people would be interested in hearing from you. Okay, what is it that you look for? Let's say, yes, it's the trading day now. What's the process?
So the process is whenever I first get to the charts, my number one thing is where is the higher time frame institutional order flow going, right? Are we bullish? Are we bearish? Once I determine that, I look for my draw on liquidity, and then I have my POI, and then after that, was it? I drop to the lower time frame, and then I make sure time is right, and then SMT, and then I look for like my confirmation, such as like inversion fair value gap breaker, and I just read overflow to my terminus.
And go along the way. And in terms
Hmm.
of sessions, do you have any session that you prefer? London, AM, PM,
Definitely New York.
New York,
New York.
AM? I
Hmm.
think for your time zone as well, that's the most ideal. Don't wake up in the middle of the night to try and trade London.
I mean, I used to be a London trader back. I think back in like 2021. I used to like sleep 3 hours a night. I would trade. I'd go to bed around like 9 p.m., wake up 1 a.m., trade London, be up. Then at 5 a.m., maybe go to the gym or take a little nap, and then I'll trade New York, and then I'll continue by my day. And then like I was repeating that like every single day.
Yeah. And looking back at that period, would you say it was efficient?
Nope, nope.
Absolutely not. No.
Mhm.
And in terms of your routine now, you're bringing in all of this money. Yes. You're getting all of these results. I'm sure that you have a lot of balance in your personal life. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah. So right now, I currently on a trading break just due to the government shutdown and the markets being extremely manipulative. Like, yeah, it's tradable in a sense. Like I can like catch a trade, but my win rate is definitely way lower with these type of market conditions. So trying to take a step in my, growing as a trader and learning that there's times that I should not be pressing the button. And I'm truly trying to like, I've been like completely like away from the charts, like completely resetting my mind and my psychology to that way, whenever the market's moving properly and it's in a better environment, I'll be ready to kill it. Because I just know I just need 2 weeks of good price action before the end of the year for me to make as much money as I, want to.
Exactly. But you've come to that mindset as well where you realize you do not need to trade every single day.
Yes. It's a very hard lesson to learn. Like
Yeah.
years over trading is what kills a lot of traders. It's what killed me for a long time. Because even whenever I was profitable, just by the simple fact that I was over trading, right now I'm taking losses that I should not be taking. You know.
Exactly.
And then it messes up the psychology. Now, uh, people think like, oh, I keep on losing trades. Nothing's ever going right, and I'm winning some trades, but I'm still losing a lot. And then, like, if you really just dial it down, like, and whenever I first joined Team U, and like y'all are telling me that I'm only going to be taking like, I should only be taking like, 2 trades a week, maybe one. I'm like, oh, I want to trade every day, but then after everything I've seen and learned so far, um, like with the precision I have, just simply 2 trades a week, even one trade a week, I can make as much like more money than I would have, trading 5 days a week.
Crazy, isn't it? But it's when a trader comes to that perspective that the true growth takes place. Where you learn to accept, hey, you do not need to trade every single day. Focus on the days that you recognize early on. This is the daily delivery
Mhm.
profile. This is the session profile that's aligned with that. Wait for manipulation and boom, there's your distribution. Low system created run. Be done. Besides trading, do you have any other endeavors that you engage in?
Right now, because I'm doing this Team U, I've been solely focused on it. I also, in the process of like getting some businesses up and running. So, but besides that, I like to play basketball, work out, and I like to golf too. I'm not the best at golfing, but it's pretty fun because golfing kind of reminds me of trading because all it takes is one little, you know, mistake or angles off, or you don't see the liquidity, and like
Yeah.
it's just right.
Boom.
So,
It's messed up then. Exactly.
mhm,
It's good to hear that you have hobbies outside of the charts as well, because that comes back to that balance aspect of things, of course. Now, in terms of where you see yourself going, yes, it's now
mhm.
actually the 1st of November at the time of us speaking. 1 year from now, yes, November 1st, 2026, where are you going to be? What's the goal?
The goal. So my goal next year is to have my first $1 million year, um, like multi-million-dollar year, as far as from trading. That's the goal right now. And then, yeah, I mean, a year from now, yeah, I plan to be in a different place for sure.
What place?
I don't know. I've been thinking about Dubai, Puerto Rico, just because these taxes in America, um, especially capital gains tax, is just so crazy. And yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to. Apologies.
No worries, brother. All good. But indeed, we'll take a look at all of that in the future, because I'm not sure if you were there during that stream where we announced that. But what we're going to do, actually, just as a side note, is that what we're going to be offering within TMU is also basically accounting services, everything that you could think of when it comes to legal setups, how to set up your companies, where to be located in the world, etc. So over these past few years, me personally, I had to go through all of that, what you're about to go through, and you need to have the right network to make those steps, of course. But I'll introduce you, no problem.
Oh yeah, for sure. I appreciate it.
But that's great to hear, man. I think that you're definitely on the path to get to those multi-million years. And honestly, when you listen to yourself speak, yes, do you hear how confident you are, how calm you are?
Yes, and um, ever since I've been a kid, there hasn't been anything in life that like I want to do or achieve, and like I don't think I can achieve it because um, I don't know, I've just never got the feeling that like I'm gonna fail. I've never been afraid of failing. Um, I know that like anything I want in life, it just takes time, you know. So once after I submitted to time, I've been like it makes the journey a whole lot easier, once you just submit.
I love that mindset. What would you say to someone that might be, training for a while and that is actually dealing with that fear of failure? Do you have any advice for them?
Hmm. The best advice I could give anybody is just keep going. If you don't stop, especially if you're, when it comes to trading, as long as you're within the ICT space and you don't stop, and like you'll be fine. Because eventually there's going to be that day where you wake up and you'll get tired of taking losses, not following your rules, and you'll never look back after that day. So
That's amazing to hear. And if someone is not in the ICT space yet, you would suggest them to get into the ICT space. Am I correct?
100%. Because if not, it's gonna be a long journey.
Yeah.
Because me personally, I've experienced everything in trading, all the bad things somebody can do in trading. I've done all of it, and if I had started with ICT earlier in my journey, I would probably be like definitely a multimillionaire by now. Um, but truly grateful for everything that y'all have done, ICT has done, and like given us, and even the free content you've given like on YouTube. People might think it's not valuable because it's free. He's just putting it out there.
Only
But
if they knew.
if you actually listen, if you actually listen, and once you see it, you cannot see it.
Yeah. But that's why I always say as well, everything that I've put on YouTube, it's simply the foundation. If you
Mhm.
just use that, you'd have more than enough. like you'd have more than you could ever dream of. But if you want to take it to the next step, of course, that's where TMU is for. But simply by trading based on those time cycles, man, oh man, it's all you'd ever need.
Literally. Like I feel so calm when I sit here and trade, and like I don't really feel the fear of missing a trade or um just any fear. I don't know, it's the calmest I've ever been in my trading career.
That's amazing to hear. And that's a result of objectivity, I assume, correct?
100%.
Exactly. But what I like about you, Chibu, is the fact, yes, that you're calm as a person when you speak. That calmness which you have is also there within the charts. Do you see where I'm coming from? It's all connected. Because if you would be a very chaotic person in your personal life, that would project on the charts as well.
Definitely. And even like as we're speaking right now, I can feel like, the anxiousness in my body or like a nervousness, but um trading has helped me to one, like be really good at being emotionally intelligent. So like knowing what I'm feeling and then like having the ability to deal with it and not let it like just because the feeling is there doesn't mean you have to allow it in,
Exactly.
because all these intruding thoughts to over leverage or go crazy, it's all there. It's up to you to decide if you want to listen to it.
Exactly. And this might be like a very religious angle which I'm about to take when I say this, but I truly believe that those intrusive thoughts are the devil trying to take control of your mind. And it's up to
100%.
you to decide whether or not you're going to let him steer your actions or if you're going to resist and do the right thing. For example, on my phone here, I have this like background. Consistency is a state of mind. Control your thoughts and do the right thing. Day in, day out. That right there, man, if you make that your life's motto, watch the magic happen.
Definitely. I'll definitely take that into consideration going forward.
That's amazing to hear. Behind you, you have a beautiful couch, but the wall is still a bit empty. Why don't you put like a big payout certificate there or something?
It's funny you say that because I actually just bought like this big, super big artwork. So it gets her,
Really?
yeah. So that's
That's
about to
amazing.
build up.
That's sick, man. If you'd have to give one final piece of advice to any viewer listening, yes, that might be right now just upset about their trading journey up until this point. They don't feel like they've made enough progress. They feel like they're hitting a wall. What would your piece of advice be?
Join Team U.
Is that the advice?
Join Team U. That's the best advice I can give anybody.
But
Because at the end of
why?
the day, it saves time. Because like I was already getting super close, like through my studies to figuring out IPTA, and I was super close. I was just like, if I continue this path, it's gonna take me forever. And the main thing in trading, everybody wants it now, right? So if you want it now, join Team U.
That's an amazing piece of advice to end today's interview. Shiba, do you have anything like in terms of social media where people could reach out to you or follow you, or are you completely off the grid?
Right now, my Instagram is deactivated because I'm just on my hiatus of just relaxing and disconnecting from the world. But my Instagram is Chibu Enyina, ChibuEnyinna, and then my Twitter is CENYINNA.
We'll put the links to those social media accounts in the description because I think a lot of people took great inspiration from our conversation, but are also inspired by your journey up until this point. So it would be great if people could reach out to you via those channels. Thank you very much for your time, brother, and sharing your story with the world. I think a lot of people took great value from it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Have a blessed day. I really, truly appreciate this opportunity to speak to you, to be part of Team U. And um, I just know there's a lot of crazy things that are going to happen in the future. Where I honestly like believe that like we will be some of the most elite traders the world has ever seen.